Hello students, let's continue chapter 12th of science of class 7th, that is reproduction in plants. Today we will study about sexual reproduction. Students, you have learnt earlier the structure of a flower. You know that the flowers are the reproductive parts of a plant. Stamens are the male reproductive part and pistil is the female reproductive part. Students, to observe different parts of stamens and pistil of a flower, we will perform activity 12.4. Students, take a flower of China rose, mustard, petunia and separate its reproductive parts. Observe the various parts of a stamen and pistil. Students, you will observe that anther and filament are the parts of stamen, whereas stigma, style and ovary are the parts of pistil. Flowers which contain either only pistil or only stamens are called unisexual flowers, and flowers which contain both stamens and pistil are called bisexual flowers. For example, corn, papaya and cucumber produce unisexual flowers, whereas mustard, rose and petunia have bisexual flowers. Both male and female unisexual flowers may be present in the same plant or in different plants. Anther contains pollen grains which produce male gametes, and a pistil consists of stigma, style and ovary. Ovary contains one or more ovules. The female gametes or the egg is formed in an ovule. Students, it is clear flowers are the reproductive parts of the plant. Stamens is the male reproductive part and pistil is the female reproductive part. Flowers which have only the stamen or only the pistil are called unisexual flowers. For example, maize, papaya, cucumber, etc. And flowers which have both the stamen and the pistil are called bisexual flower. For example, rose, mustard, petunia, etc. The stamen has a filament and anther. The anther contains pollen grains which contain the male gametes. The pistil has stigma, style and ovary. The ovary contains ovules which contain the female gametes or egg. In sexual reproduction, the male and female gametes fuse together to form a zygote. Bujo wants to know how the male gamete in the pollen grain reaches the female gamete present in the ovule. To find the answer of Bujo's question, let's study about pollination. The transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of a flower is called pollination. Pollen grains are transferred by wind, water or insects. If pollen grains lands on the stigma of the same flower, it is called self-pollination. If pollen grains of one flower lands on the stigma of another flower, it is called cross-pollination. Students, you can see in this figure, there are two types of pollination, self-pollination and cross-pollination. If the pollen lands on the stigma of the same flower, it is called self-pollination, and when the pollen of a flower lands on the stigma of another flower of the same plant or that of a different plant of the same kind, it is called cross-pollination. Bujo wants to know why flowers are generally so colorful and fragrant. Is it to attract insects? So answer of this question is flowers are colorful and fragrant to facilitate insect pollination. Insects get attracted to bright colors and fragrance, and when they reach the flower, pollen stick to their body and hence get pollinated. Fertilization. The process of fusion of the male and female gametes to form a zygote is called fertilization. After fertilization, the zygote develops into an embryo. The ovule then develops into the seed and the ovary develops into the fruit. Students, this is the end of today's session. We will continue this chapter in next video. Up till then, thank you.